And welcome back. Today is a video about first impression with Polaris. It's a very good hero, works very well against Octavia, and still what I mentioned before, it does not does that much damage because it needs much more magic penetration, so you need to play with another hero that does magic penetration. The good thing of Polaris, if we go to the artifact, is that allow you to get a mega critical hits, and is the first hero that has this ability. This will open a lot of possibilities with other heroes. So see Polaris as a more a control hero than a damage hero. So probably every time you play with Polaris, you will need to play with another hero that does damage. Okay, she does damage, but not enough. Okay, saying this, my current setup is I have already Polaris in red. I have done the first artifact, not yet the main one. Skills, I have done everything. Skins, I have done the intelligence, waiting from the armor one, and we will speak about the armor when we see the demos. Artifacts, everything, waiting for the weapon. Then this is getting by the shop, the history, or the story. I will do more than about that. Glyphs are already done, and then Speak of Power is done. So, in other words, we are missing the weapon, we are missing soul stones, then I'm missing 5 to be able to go to 5 stars, I'm missing the armor skin, and finally, the talisman of Polaris is intelligence and magical critical hit. Okay, and this is important because if we go currently magic critical hits, it has 5,000 because I put this one, it will be 4,000, and then the talisman will give you another 10,000, sorry, another 5,000, so you will move from 5,000 and with the talisman to 10,000. This is important because with 10,000 critical hits, you have approx 50% of doing a magical critical hit, and that's 2.5 times more damage. Remember that you need magic penetration to really do damage, or the amount of damage will be reduced quite a lot. Related to glyphs, also she has magical critical hit based on this, and magic attack with intelligence and magic attack, which at the end is magic attack, health, and then magic defense. I would have preferred here to be magic penetration instead of magic defense. We will have made much better hero, but it's what it is. Still, it's a very good hero. Okay, things you need to know in the shop, and this is in my opinion, okay? Or what I am going to do. I have arrived to this level when they told you you want more soul stones, you need to go to the level of 28. My advice is to stop because you will get around 5 or 10 soul stones as you progress, and in my case you see I am missing 5. I will wait because probably when I arrive to level 28 of the mission they will give me 5 for free, and then I will level up the hero to level 5 stars. I will leave it to 5 stars. I will not get any more soul stones. You can get 150 if you consume all the soul stones. Okay, you will leave 150 pending to be able to level up to max out, which you will need to get it from a bundle. My advice, what I always do with all these heroes, since they did this change on soul stones, is I leave the hero 5 stars without any additional soul stones. I save my shop coins for other things, and then there will be an event in 6 months where in the shop of the event there will be like you spend X sub coins and then you go to the next level. Why I'm saying this? Because it will be one level, which to move to 5 to the 6th level, you need to spend 85,000 of sub coins. You need to spend anyways, and then when you spend them, you will move to the 6 star. And all these 150 additional soul stones that you don't need, because you need 300 to be able to level up between 5 to 6, it will go to the soul stone coins, which is not worthy, okay? My advice is leave this hero to 5 stars and don't take more soul stones and wait from the event. Then from the book, I will avoid the book. You can spend arcane coins, which is what allows you to get random artifacts, books and weapons and everything except for very particular new heroes. Don't spend sub coins, do it from the arcane. Should be your priority. You should get all the weapon artifacts you can. I have been told, but I don't know yet, that you cannot max out the weapon artifacts, so you need to get bundles. I will get bundles to be able to max out to 6 star because I think the magical critical hit could be very good with particular heroes that I usually play. Okay, so it's my opinion. And then the next thing I am going to max out will be this one here. Okay, the first recipe of red gear. because it's unique for this hero. I don't know how we are going to be getting them in the future, so I will do it. My advice here will be don't do this one here, okay? And I will explain why. The third one, okay? So if we go to the third one, Progress Hero, Polaris, this one here, okay? So this one here needs Lemon cards, as you see here, okay? Need Lemons. The thing here is to farm this artifact, you also get Lemons for free, okay? So Lemons is a very common gear, orange gear, that a lot of Magic heroes need. It's a gear that you will not find in any of the shops. And when you farm them, you are going to get this. You can farm the last one here, so this one here, the 13.5, and you will get at the same time, you will be farming this one. So as you see, in my case, I have not get any of the artifacts yet, but I have already got the one from Polaris, and I have already almost got the second one. Okay, and I'm missing a lot of Lemurs. So as soon as I start getting more Lemurs, I will get for free this one here. So don't get it, because first, you will need it when you farm Lemurs. You will get it for free, farming Lemurs, and you will need a lot of Lemurs for all your Magic heroes. And second, and more important, there are only currently 3 heroes that requires this gear, which are Polaris, Folio, and Lilith. Lilith is not a very relevant hero currently, it's very slow, so no one's played almost Lilith ever. So my advice is don't do it, save your soft coins, because farming Lemurs, as you can see here, I have done 1 and practically 2. So if I farm a little bit more Lemur cards to be able to get 3 Lemur cards here, to be able to unload this one, I will probably farm the remaining 90 for this one, and then I will put to Folio, and then I don't need any more. I am 100% sure that when I'm going to do gears for another Magic hero that requires Lemur, I'm going to be farming this. So my advice is don't do it, okay? Like, not worth it. So my opinion, do this one 100%. This should be your priority. Second, do soul stones until 5. As you see, I have 145, 150, so I am missing 5. I will wait, because I am sure that when you arrive to the 28 or maybe the 35, they are going to give you 5 soul stones for free. I will level up to 5 stars, and I will leave it like this. I am not going to get more, because you need to take a bundle to be able to move to 6 star. And then I'm going to focus on artifact to try to max out the artifact. Okay, this is going to be my priority. Related to the skins, intelligence priority over armor. The only reason I will advise armor is because when you play against Jasmine, imagine Jasmine playing in a Dante Octavia team, Jasmine is going to target Polaris. So you need to play with a hero with lower armor than Polaris. And currently, if we go to my Polaris, you will see her armor is only 5,000. Maybe with 6 stars will be a little bit more. So there are only few heroes that have lower armor than Polaris without the skin. Okay, take this into account. Related to the preference, in my opinion, I will say weapon first and then the book. Okay, but if you don't have the weapon, because you will not able to get all of them, then do the book first and then the weapon, finally the ring. For glyphs, I will do health first, then magic attack, then critical hit, then intelligence, and finally, very far, magic defense. Okay? And let's do a couple of tests that I have been playing. First, and what I have been focusing, let me go, I hope I have not rotate. This is the team I had been testing. Okay, my idea was let's play with progress team, because Polaris is a progress team. So Julius, Judge, Isaac was the core of any progress team. And then I put Polaris. And then what this has been my 5th hero, I play with Folio, which currently for this team is the one I prefer. I play them with Orion. I play with Cascade. I play with Lara, because Lara is progress. Isaac combined very good with Lara, and Lara also stands, which aligns very well with Polaris. And finally, I put another stand hero, progress, which is Arachne. And then I have been trying to play removing Isaac and putting Cascade, or removing a totally different team, which is I put Ambari and Tempus instead of Julius and Judge, only to see how it works. Okay, let me go to the bottom. Let me see if... I hope it has not rotate. I think it has not rotate. Okay. So what I have been playing with multiple teams to test, like 2 meta teams and 2 progress teams. I will explain this. The first is normal Clever Tristan Oya with the siblings. The other one is the traditional progress team that used to before kill all the progress team, which is JJ with Sebastian and Astrid. I don't have the second talisman of Astrid, and particularly with Sebastian, the second talisman of Astrid is a little bit better. Okay? Then I have put what I consider the killer of all the progress team, which is this Julius, Nebula, Soleil, Iris, Isaac, and this is the reason I don't play in defense ever with progress, because this team destroys almost all the progress team. There is an alternative to this, which I think is Luther, Albanor, Nebula, I think Soleil, Iris, or something similar, that is also a very strong killer of the teams, the progress teams, okay? And then finally, I play with a Corvus, Dante, Nebula, Iris, Octavia. It's a very strong Dante Octavia team in attack, not in defense because of Iris, but in attack works very well. Okay, so first, versus using the siblings, 0-10 in favor of this team, the one playing with Folio, and one of the, we will see the video, but one of the funny things is you don't lose any hero. So looks like the team on the right, remember that is in defense, teams in defense are usually worse than in attack. So sometimes teams that give you 10-0 in attack, you switch and you put it in defense, because the ultimate is lower or before the one in front, they lost. Okay, so take this into account. So for example, looks like this particular JJ with Folio and Polaris is very strong against the siblings team. Okay, another important thing to mention here is you see how strong it is, the team. Okay, the team on the left, Oya is 70 and Kayla is 75. Tristan is 55 and Aiden is 60. Okay, so it's quite a strong team. In particular, Aiden have 2 red gears, Oya has 1 red gear, Kayla has 1 red gear. Okay, as you see, the key is more than Polaris is Folio. Folio is a very, very strong hero since he got the last 2 skins. The super skin of Magic Penetration plus the health is what I mentioned before. Folio will be a very strong hero, but need skins. He got a very good skins, as happened with Cascade. So careful with Folio because it could be the new meta. Okay, so as you see, a super easy manner to kill, super safe. So works very well. Then if I go with the traditional progress team, it's almost a 10-0 except here. Okay, so quite relatively good. The problem is you go with the killer of progress teams, which is the one I mentioned here before, you get 10-0. I want to show you like what happens and how much damage the combo Soleil with Iris can do with Nebula there. You see how fast Iris kills? This is like 14 seconds. My Iris is level 75, okay? And Julius is level 65. Something to mention. Everything else is max, but level 40. Okay, this is the problem. You see, Iris almost 2 million damage. With the new talisman of Iris, Iris has been, in attack particularly, Iris is a monster. Okay, Dante Octavia, 7-3, surprisingly. Okay, because I thought this team will be able to survive, but it's not the case. Okay, so not performing as good as, very good against siblings because of Folio, very bad other approaches. So I put Orion. The main reason to put Orion instead of Folio is because Orion weapon is Magic Penetration and ultimate is quite fast, whereas Polaris need Magic Penetration and the artifact of Polaris is Mega Critical Hit, which make Orion do much more damage. Okay, I went with the version of siblings, and in that case is a 10-0 in favor of siblings. Why? Because Folio counters very well siblings, because move out Kayla, and also does a lot of damage. This is not the case of, in this case, because we have only Orion. Going with the traditional killer of progress team, 4-6, going with the killer 10-0, and then 3-7 here. So this team with Orion only performs well when you play with, when you play with, oh, I forgot here to play with Octavia. I think it's upstairs, we will see later. Okay, also I wanted to test what happened when you go with the Cesa Aiden with Axa, and Tempus. I put Massive here because it was Julius to try to see if improve. There will be other hero that will do it better, but again 3-7. So as you see, I don't see too much advantage of using Orion. A lot of people will mention Orion. For me, does not see it to be a good team. Okay, Then the next approach was using Cascade instead of Polaris. A lot of people was mentioned use Cascade. At my level of Polaris, 90k, what you saw, this does not do too much. We can see the video and we will see the difference with the other team. And the key here will be simple, as Kayla will be in the middle of the team and there will be almost nothing to be able to push Kayla out, except Cascade, but it will be too late. We almost kill Clever. You see Clever is almost dead, but we fail to kill it, and then Polaris is out, everything is down. There is a combo Oya Tristan. Too much damage. Okay? So you see nothing incredible. The traditional progress team killer of progress, 1-9, so this is like okay, but again the new killer of progress teams with Iris, Soleil and Nebula, with Julius and Isaac, 10-0, still 10-0, no change at all. And then I provide here the AXA team I was mentioned before, and I got 1-9. So it looks like with Cascade is a little bit more stable than with Orion. So Orion is the worst. So far, Folio better than Cascade and Cascade better than Orion against these teams. Okay, these teams you are seeing. This is what I missed, which was I forget to run Dante Octave to see how it works. Against Orion, Orion this time performs better, is 0-10 against this team. Okay, but as you see, it's a 0-10 because Julius and Judge is able to survive. Okay, but does not look like a ultra stable team. And then 7-3 versus the one with Cascade. Okay, very similar, but worse. In other words, I still thinking like Cascade is a little bit better than Orion, but there is not that much different. I will not honestly use Cascade in this team. Okay, then finally, I wanted to play with the version of playing with Lara and see if there is an improvement. With Lara, we get 8-2 here, which is worse than Folio. 1-9 here, very similar. Still, this team kills all JAJs. Okay, 10-0. And then versus the Dante Octavia team, 9-1 for Dante Octavia, so worse. And I play now with Arachne, 8-2, 10-0, 8-2. Okay, and then still, you see what I mentioned before, this is 10-0, always is super strong, you don't lose anything. And this, I think, is the problem of JAJ. I don't think you should play JAJ ever. Okay, saying this, I wanted to show you what happens when you have a Polaris max out and I think a high clips. I don't know if level 80, but close by. I will not show you the power, but it will be very similar. So in that case, my guildmate was playing with Kela Aiden with Folio. What I mentioned, Folio is very strong hero with Polaris and then Rufus since the rework, okay? This looks like a small team because it's almost 79k, it's not like 800 or something, but remember that Polaris only has one skin. So this is probably a close to max out team, level 80. Okay, so my idea was, okay, let's perform with playing with Lara Fafnir. The reason of playing with Lara is because you have Rufus, you play with Cesar, I already tested, like you don't kill anything and you lose everything. It did not work, so the next one I put Aiden instead of Lian. This is problematic because of Kayla, but the idea was to try to get some kind of health regeneration for Lara, because the problem we will see here is Lara dies very fast, nothing at all, and the next one was removing Tempus and going with this 4, and also nothing at all. I will show you like what happens here. I have not been able to find a counter with my power. So if I play with my team on the right, yes, I can find a lot of counters. Against this team, I was not able to find a counter, and I will to investigate more. And the main reason also, there is a lot of difference in hero power between these two accounts. Probably the account on the right is all level 80, class heroes very high, and probably all the sets are done. But you can see how powerful is Folio, okay, with Polaris there. Let's see the damage. As you see, Kayla does damage, but Folio does much more. Careful with Folio, because I think it's going to be the new meta, okay? Then the other approach that I have done is trying to play with other combos of JAJ or variations of JAJ to see if I can counter the killer of this particular team, which is Julius, Nebula, Soleil, Iris, and Isaac, and I was getting still 10-0. In other words, so far, I think the version of JJ with Polaris is not a good option. I heard like a lot of videos, a lot of people mention JJ with, I don't think so, okay? I think we should still continue looking for something with than use Polaris. So far I have used Polaris in attack against some Dante Octavia teams, maybe like something like this. Let me show you. This I have used a lot of the time. You have the Sesa, Aiden, sorry, Tempus, Astaroth, okay? And then sometimes you play Lian here if the team is siblings with a Oya. Sometimes what I do is I remove Astaroth or I remove Tempus, and then I put Polaris here for the stance, okay? When it's particularly when we are playing against Dante Octavia, Kela, Aiden teams. This is my new team that I'm using to counter that team. The main reason is Liam will stop Kela, Aiden will help the whole team, Astaroth is the assurance and also a very good wall, and then Polaris will stand the whole team, and it works sometimes better than Tempus for me, okay? And also give critical hits to Sesa, which means Sesa doing much more damage, okay? So take this into account. So far, it's a good hero, but I think I am more surprised in the evolution of Folio than the evolution of Polaris so far, but Polaris does not have any skin. We need to wait to see what is the super skin of Polaris, because Polaris with a held skin and a main attack super skin, or if it was a main penetration, will be much better. Could be a very strong hero. A hero I recommend, a counter to some Dante Octavia, but I still prefer using Aiden and Sesa, or Fafnir with Lara versus Dante Octavia teams with my current Polaris. But as you can see here, this version of Folio with Polaris, Kela, Aiden, and Rufus is a super strong team that I have not been able to find a counter yet. Okay? Hope it helps, and let me know which team are you testing right now with Polaris. Have a good day.